Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into episode 13 of Strat Watch. So here we go again, it's time to bring you more stratospheric data, and I say this time we're up to update number 13. We started doing these Strat Watches back in November, can you believe it? Now here we are coming towards the back end of winter 2023-24, and we've been doing these Strat Watches every week, another instalment for you today. Now I shall get on with that for you in a moment. We'll have a look at all the latest stratospheric developments and several forecasts, so all that to come, and sit back, relax, enjoy. I shall talk you through that in a moment. Just say that first video release was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and we're live at 6 PM. We'll be live streaming our 10 to 14 day, and we're doing a little mini snow watch in that as well. So lots to look forward to at 6 PM this evening. I shall see you live then. Right, okay, let's start off. How can I put it? Sorry everybody, let's start off with the current temperature at 10 HPA then from the JMA. So the black line knows where we've been and where we currently are with temperatures at 10 HPA in the stratosphere over North Pole. The grey line is the trend line for the time of the year. Now, of course, we did have quite a significant warming of the stratosphere, but eventually, it took a long time, but eventually, after about 10 days or so, reversed the zone of wind for 1 or 2 days at 10 HPA. That happened at the beginning of January. Since then, stratospheric temperatures have been generally above average, but right now are actually a little bit colder than average. We've gone down to about minus 65, and at this point in February, we should be close to around minus 55, something like that. So about 10 degrees colder than average in the stratosphere at 10 HPA at the moment. Now, if we go a little bit lower down to 30 HPA, closer to the troposphere, there we can see also that it has been colder than, or it is colder than average. Temperatures there in the stratosphere are somewhere around minus 75, minus 74, something like that. So at both levels of the atmosphere, at both 10 and also 30 HPA, temperatures are colder than normal. However, the next warming of stratosphere could well be on the way. So this is how the temperature forecast is looking from the latest GFS. These blue colours, these are cold temperatures at their roots in the stratosphere over the Arctic and over the North Pole. Now, as we run through, you can see we're already starting to see some minor warming over Russia and Siberia there, and that starts to strengthen as we move on into the weekend and next week. So by the time we get through to mid-February, 15th of February next week, we're actually having a displacement event of the polar vortex, beginning to push these blue colours, which again is PV at its roots, out of the top of the pole, down into the North Atlantic, into Northern Europe, and into North America by these yellow and orange colours. Now, as we push on through into the extended range with this GFS run, you can see that the warming is maintained and the displacement event is maintained as well. So at this point, probably around 17th, 18th of February, I reckon at this point we've probably got enough here to reverse the zonal wind rather weakly anyway. But an even more dramatic one started to develop at the end of this GFS run. Look at these red colours beginning to gather over Russia, and they're probably going to push into the North Pole as well. So the displacement event, the disruption of the polar vortex at its roots continuing there. With those blue colours pushed out of the pole and into the North Atlantic and northern parts of Europe as well. That looks like a very significant and sustained warming of the stratosphere that we got going on there on that GFS 6-7. And the one thing, and I think it would be enough to reverse our wind, but one thing we still seem to be missing is a true split of the polar vortex. There probably is some sort of split that's going on here, but I don't think we're really the core of PV. This deep blue area here in the North Atlantic and over Northern Europe, I don't think we're splitting the core of the PV. So that's the one thing we're still missing. Maybe this dramatic warming here, if it does get maintained, maybe that will be the one that will split the polar vortex finally. But otherwise, everything else looks like it's on course there. Let's start going through the GFS ensembles, starting with the GFS control run. So that one also going for significant warming warming of the stratosphere over Russia and into the pole as well. This is how ensemble member number 1 is looking. Again, significant warming with that one. Ensemble member number 2 is looking like that. So that is more or less splitting the PV. Those are 2 loads of blue going off in either direction, one going to Canada, one going to northern parts of Europe. So that is a genuine split of the PV, but we've got going on there with ensemble member number 2. Ensemble member number 3 looks like that. So yes, quite a significant warming with that one displacement event. Ensemble member number 4 is looking like this. Again, significant and sustained warming with ensemble member number 4. Ensemble member number 5 looks like that. Again, quite a significant warming with that one. Ensemble member number 6 again looking like that. Sustained warming of the stratosphere with that one. Ensemble member number 7 again, sustained warming with that one, and a split by the look of it as well. I think we are splitting PV with that one. Ensemble member number 8 is looking like this. So again, significant and quite sustained warming with that one. Ensemble member number 9 is looking like that. Again, quite significant and sustained warming there. Ensemble member number 10. Again, splitting the polar vortex with that one. Significant and sustained warming with that one. Ensemble member number 11. Again, quite significant and sustained warming there. Ensemble member number 12. Quite significant warming with that one. Ensemble member number 13. Again, significant, dramatic warming actually with that one, and it looks like there's a split of PV could be going on there as well. Ensemble member number 14 looks like that. Again, significant sustained warming, almost certainly enough with most of these to be reversing the zonal wind at 10 HPA and therefore be a technical major southern stratospheric warming event. Ensemble member number 15 again, sustained warming with that one. Ensemble member number 16 once more sustaining the warming. Ensemble member number 17 again splitting PV with that one. Those 2 loads of blue, so that one has a proper split of the PV there. Ensemble member number 18 again, that one hinting at a split of the polar vortex as well. A lot of these now starting to hint at a split, aren't they? Ensemble member number 20 like that, again hinting at a split of a PV. Ensemble member number 21 looks like that. Ensemble member number 22 looks like that, again significant warming. Ensemble and sustained. Ensemble member number 23 again quite significant warming, probably splitting PV with that one. Ensemble member number 24 again, sustained and significant warming. Ensemble member number 25, significant warming. Ensemble member number 26, again, quite significant warming, hinting at splitting PV. Ensemble member number 27, there we go. Ensemble member number 28, how's that one looking? Again, significant warming. Ensemble member number 29, very significant warming. And finally, ensemble member number 30. Like that, quite significant warming with that one as well. Now, within the GFS ensembles, actually 80% now, or more than 80% of ensemble members are reversing the zonal wind at 10 HPA within the next couple of weeks. We can see here from weatheriscool.com that the zonal wind is going to reverse with a lot of these green lines. These are the GFS ensembles, of course. Look how many of them are going into reverse with the zonal wind there. So at the moment, zonal winds are stronger than average. So as well as being colder than average at the moment, the zonal wind is stronger than average as well, above the black line, which is the trend. But it's going to be downhill all the way from about 3-4 days onwards. And I'd say 80% of the GFS members are sending the zonal wind up into reverse. Some of them going for a very significant reverse as well, even a record-breaking reverse going down to around -20 on that scale. So, yeah, very significant developments within the GFS there. What about, so that's all GFS data, but what about the ECM? Let's have a look at that. So this is from the University of Berlin. So the zonal wind at 168 hours, 13th of February, is forecast to be at plus 18.5 ms there. That's 168 hours. But as we go to day 10, 240 hours, which is the 16th of February. This is from last night's ECO 12Z run, by the way. The zonal wind is weakening really quite dramatically and going down to just plus 36 ms. So quite a dramatic weakening there. The zonal winds from the ECM forecast from 18.5 to 3.6. Not a reversal up to day 10. Any reversal will probably be a day or so beyond that, probably more towards the 17th, 18th of February. But nevertheless, evidence within the ECM data that there's quite a dramatic weakening of zonal winds going on there. This is how the 10-day temperature anomaly forecast is looking for the next few weeks. So starting with week 1, the 12th to the 19th of February, the deep red colours, of course, this is for warming. This is next week, of course. This is for warming. I've just been looking at on with the GFS and whatnot. Now, these are anomalies, so I can't necessarily say that that is a reaching sudden stratospheric warming temperature levels as the scale only goes up to 10 degrees or more above average. But it does look like a widespread and sustained warming that we got there. But next week is the 19th, 26th of February. Again, a large-scale warming from Northern Europe and Russia all the way over the pole towards Canada and the Pacific. So, again, this is a large-scale, major and sustained warming that we see here. The next week, week 3, is the 26th of February to the 4th of March. Again, very significant sustained warming, albeit shrinking a little bit, but still significant warming. And then the next week is the 4th to the 11th of March, jumping to weaken that warming down a little bit, but still quite significant, still sustained. And even up to the final week, week 5, which is the 11th to the 18th of March, we still see slightly above average temperature anomalies then. The zonal wind is being predicted to go into reverse now, with the EC46 there. So at the moment, as I say, zonal winds are stronger than average. This is the trend line just here, this deep red line just there. So at the moment, we're stronger than average. Look how these blue lines of spaghetti reach the zero line, though, by around the 20th or so of February. That's when the EC46 data is predicting zonal winds will go into reverse. And a lot of those ensemble members, ensemble members, are actually going significantly under that zero line. We do still have a cluster up here that are keeping the zonal wind just about positive, but the trend, I think, is very much a reversal of zonal wind, and possibly in the end we might finish up down there somewhere. I would not be surprised somewhere about minus 15 to minus 20 in terms of the zonal wind. So all looking very interesting, and this is bound to have significant impacts. I think this is a much more sustained, and this is the other warming, the other warming we had in January, like at the beginning of January, that was a very significant warming, and in the end, it did take about 10 days, as I say, but in the end, it was enough to reverse the zonal wind at 10 HP. But I think this one but that was, it only reversed the zonal wind for like 24 hours or so. 2 days maybe at the most. I think this one looks much more significant, much more sustained. So I think this is like the SSW of the winter. Again, it's happening late, so the impacts of it, because there's a time lag, of course, again, SSW, the impact on this more likely to be into March, possibly even into April, can you believe? So, we could be in for another pretty cold and delayed spring this year, which is not the news that I know a lot of you want to hear, but it is a possibility that we might be in for quite a cold and sustained spring. But we shall see, perhaps the impacts will happen quicker. Sometimes they can do, like the SSW had in 2018. That happened, I think, at occurred on the 12th, I think it was, of February, and the impacts with that in terms of the beach and the east were in by the last week of February. So sometimes it can take less than 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes it can just take a week or so. Maybe we'll have a very cold end to February. But I would suspect if we are going to get the tropospheric response via blocking and colder weather, it's more likely to be into March, into March and April. But as I say, we'll see, and we'll keep you updated. Episode 14 of Strat Watch will be coming up for you next Wednesday. Of course, we will keep an eye on this throughout our 10 to 14 days as well to keep you up to date. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to everyone for doing that. I say we're back at 6 o'clock with our live stream, so I shall see you live at 6 with our 10 to 14 day, and we'll also be doing Strat Watch as well. See you a little bit later on for that one. But for Strat Watch episode 13, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.